Welcome in, print crew, and welcome to another episode of Looking for Prints. I'm Brad, and behind the camera we have Riley.
Hello.
Today we're going to be printing useful objects again, but this time they're actually objects we found we needed around the house. Again, we print with a purpose around here, or at least we try. If not for a purpose, then for your entertainment. Today we're going to be printing all of our prints on a new build plate that BIQU sent us, the CryoGrip Galcier build plate. I had two conditions, however, for BIQU when they sent out this build plate. One, that all my opinions would be honest truth, and two, that the perspective would be from an everyday user and not someone who professionally 3D prints. So let's go over to the laptop, find our useful prints. Let's go print something. For our first useful print on our new CryoGrip plate, we're going to put it to the test by printing this cup holder for our vehicle out of PETG. My wife and I, and the kids too, we all have hydro flasks, and the problem with our cup holders in my truck and my wife's SUV is that they don't fit in the cup holders. This print should solve that. This will be our first useful one. Go ahead and open it in the Bamboo Studios. All right, so we have my P2S selected here. Let's see if it opens with the P2S as the default printer within Bamboo Studio. X1 Carbon, I don't have that. It opened up too, though. Let's go over here. Yeah, see, it opens as an X1 Carbon, but I don't have the X1 Carbon. It was one of these. All right, so what I might end up doing is print out and make this an episode of like a bunch of, do we have those? Let's come over here and we'll do the Cool Plate Super Tack, going to be a PETG filament, generic PETG, and the color is black. On our instructions, the PETG temperature 60 to 75 degrees. Go in here. Actually, we're kind of on point, 60 degrees. So we don't need to change anything here. We're set at 60 degrees for PETG. Perfect. We're good there. Let's go ahead and preview this print. 223 grams of filament, 5 hours, 7 minutes of print time. Not too bad for how much we're printing here. We are printing quite a bit. Let's go ahead and print the plate. We have our PETG selected. We have our CryoGrip plate in the printer, and it's not glued. Send this print over, and let's see if this CryoGrip can help me not have to glue my plates when it comes to PETG. Again, I can already hear it in the comments. I know you guys are great at printing, 3D printing, but for me, being a novice, I cannot get PETG to stick to the plate. So we'll check back in 5 hours. The reason why I chose PETG for this project is because this cup holder is going to be in our vehicles, subject to UV rays and heat. And when we have something that's going to be out in the sun or in a vehicle, I like to use PETG for it. I know there's other filaments that can be used, but PETG is what I landed on. 6 hours later, and our print is done. Actually, wow, that came off really easy. I'm gonna put this together. I got a few more prints here. Let's go ahead and do these cable winders, because I have tons of cables, tons of power cables, tons of USB cables, just lots of cables. And we're gonna be going on vacation in June. This might help with all those cables as well, having a stackable solution like this. Let's go ahead and switch our plate to the Cool Super Tack plate, just like we did before with our cup holder. But this time we're going to be printing out a PLA edit, and we'll go to our saved. That looks good. Let's preview the plate. 3 hours, 18 minutes of print time, 80 total grams of filament. Let's send this over to the printer, and we'll send it to the storage of Layla here. Now, I'll meet you guys over at the printer, and we will see what filament we're going to start with for what color, and we'll get this print started. Let's see, what color do I want to do first? I have some PLA green. I like this color. I think we're going to use it. Let's go ahead and load this up into the first slot. Let's go in, find our print. There it is, right there. Super Tack plate, checked. Okay, started our print. We will check back on this in 3 hours, probably in the morning, most likely though, being that, well, maybe 3 hours. I might be awake still. So 3 hours, we'll check back and see how our first cable spool holder worked and how it printed. Hours, 26 minutes, 81 grams of filament. And it looks like we had just enough filament. I am out. Voiceover Brad here. I wanted to go over why this cut from this print in particular wasn't very long. I didn't really show much of it, and that's because I didn't actually care for this print very much. It was clunky to put together. It failed, actually. The ring in the back left corner failed. You probably saw that on the time lapse. And to put the cable into the winder, you actually have to take the whole thing apart. The second one I printed too, it was very hard to spool, so these never printed consistently, and it was a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. So I ended up not using it and finding another print. You'll see that later, and you'll kind of see a little bit more of an explanation later on in the video as well. These are the ones I'm looking at right now, these ergonomic cable winders. If you look at the picture, they look a little bit smaller for one than what the other ones were. And two, you put the cable in the bottom of it. And I like that better because I don't have to it doesn't look like I have to take apart the whole thing to put the cable in and out of the winder. And it looks like they do have like holding solutions for these if I ever want to make a holder for it. But I think these will be perfect. I think they're the right size of what I'm looking for. The other ones were kind of too clunky, too big. Even the one that worked really well, I think that was the intention for it, was how well that worked. It worked great, don't get me wrong. But it is a little too big also. And I don't like that I have to take the thing apart to get the cable in and out. Let's go ahead and open this one up in Bamboo. Let's take a look here at what we got. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to print one out. I don't want to print, I need a lot of these. Don't want to print a bunch out. Let's go ahead and preview the print. 40 grams of filament, not bad, actually. I mean, really a 20th of filament when it comes down to it, a 20th of a roll. So I can make 20 of these out of a full roll of filament. I don't need that many. But I kid you not, with all the cameras, phones, all that stuff, yes, a lot of them are cross-compatible, but we charge cameras, phones, daughter's phones, my wife's phone, all our phones, just easier to bring our own cables. Hour and 17 minutes, call it an hour and a half. We will check back on this, see how they look, see how it looks. I'll even put a cable in it, see if that's what we're kind of looking for. I'll show you guys everything at the end as well. But I just want to see if this is what I'm looking for, and if this is what I'm going to print out. We've got this plate really holds on to the prints, that's for sure. The next useful item that I want to print is this back scratcher. I think everyone probably could use a back scratcher. So let's go ahead. We'll import this into Bamboo. We got it open up in our P2S here. 33 grams of total filament, 5.99 grams for the support, 27.01 grams for the model, for a total of 1 hour, 19 minutes of print time. Let's send it on over, and we will check back in an hour and a half and see how it printed. Hour and 19 minutes. There's our back scratcher. Looks like everything stuck really well to the plate. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, here's the back scratcher. Let's take a look here. Oh, look at that. Back scratcher. Butt scratcher. I mean, does it scratch your back? Yeah. Is it going to break very easily? Probably. But it's a 3D printed back scratcher. Still kind of cool. Is it useful? Absolutely. I'm always looking for a back scratcher. All right, let's go to the computer. Let's talk about our next print. Our next print will be this detergent cup. Actually, this is something I'm surprised I haven't thought about making one of these for a while. We always have a problem, like we have to grab the big thing of detergent or find the cup that came with it, be able to put it in our wash. So I'm going to download both of these because we'll download this right here and the cup. I'm going to bring both of these in. We'll print both, I think. I don't think there's going to be an issue. I'm going to do this 2 different colors, and we are going to do it by object. Why not, right? We have a multicolor printer. We're going to go by object. I'll separate this. Let's pull out our painting tool, and we will paint with this color. And we will, boom. That looks good to me. I'll go ahead and put the tree supports on. I don't want to futz with this with the 2.5 hour print and then it fails right here because I didn't put tree supports on there. Do I need them? Probably not. Probably not going to end up using them, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead, send this print. Now I'll meet you over at the printer, pick out our colors, then we'll start our print. Colors I think I'm going to choose. I haven't done this combination yet, but I always liked the combination. I don't know why it doesn't even contain my favorite color, which is blue, but I think I'm going to go with this PLA black from Elegoo and this yellow from Elegoo. The question is, what do we do the cup in, and what do we do the thing, the holder in? The cup in black and the holder in yellow. I think we'll do the cup in black and the holder in yellow. Let's come on in, find our print here. Should be the first one. It is. It's this one right here. Yellow in one, which it says it's blue. It's not. Black in the other. Print this bad boy, 2.5 hours. We'll check back on it. And we should have a holder for our soaps. And that sound can only mean one thing. 2 hours, 46 minutes. There's our cup. And our... Oh, wow. That it looks like the tree failed. The tree support failed, and that's the stringing right there. That's alright, though. Take off the tree supports here. Take off all this junk. Got all my pieces here, both pieces technically, the cup and this holder. I'm going to go over, I want to put this on, see how it looks. I know this goes without saying, but make sure you tip this up before you take this off to put this on. So let me get this on. All right, there's our cup. And I had a little bit of an incident. That fell, the whole thing fell off this slanted washer and spilt all over our floor. We had a soapy mess all over our floor. Pretty awesome. But I still hope this works out well. I think it'll be pretty good addition, make things easier. So my wife was asking if I could reprint the cup for the laundry soap, like dispenser kind of cup holder thing, because we're vertically challenged in my family. And we can't really see where we keep the laundry soap on that top shelf. We can't see inside the cup. So we don't know how much to put in the cup. She was asking if I could reprint the cup using clear filament. Just come in. I'm going to print it out. I'll show you the clear filament that I'll be using. There it is. All right, there's our our cup. I'm going to go ahead and we'll send this to the printer. 33 minutes, 20 grams of filament. We'll load up our clear filament, and I'll probably show you guys what I mean by it's just too tall for us to see into the cup to determine how much is in there. Let me get my clear filament, get the clear filament loaded into slot 1, and then we'll start our print. And then let's start our print. There it is. Okay, go ahead and start it. Going out of slot 1 for PLA. All right, 33 minutes. I'll probably check on this in the morning and we'll see how it turned out. I'm sure it'll do what we need it to do. Like I said, just can't really see into that cup from where we house our soap. We have our clear, well, clearish cup after 36 minutes of printing. Let's go over to the laundry. I got a load of laundry I got to do anyways. Let's see if this cup's gonna do what we need it to do. Being able to see it because it's back behind the washer. But let's see, we got to do a load of laundry anyways. Oh yeah, that'll help my wife a lot more because she overfilled the other one. So, all right, I'm gonna do some laundry here, and then we'll take a look at the rest. Our last print that I'm gonna be printing, I'm gonna be putting this plate to one more test. You saw we used PETG once already. It worked fine, but I'm gonna print with PETG one more time. There's our filament. Got the black PETG in. Let's go over to the laptop. Let's discuss what this last print is. This next print is more of a curiosity, will it work print. It's this toothpick dispenser, print in place, no supports. Let's go ahead and open this up in the Bamboo Studios side. I'm guessing it needs to print like that. Okay. I'm not gonna mess with it, that's for sure. Preview the print here. 66 grams of filament, 3 hours 21 minutes of print time. Let's send this off to the printer. A1 PETG, perfect. Send this over to the printer. 3 hours, we will check back on this, see how it came out, and I'm really curious about this one. 3 hours, 67 grams of PETG filament. We have our toothpick holder, and actually that stayed on this plate. We'll go ahead and let me get this off of here, and we'll take a look at that a little bit later. All right, print crew, here's all our prints, minus the laundry soap holder, cup and holder that we already put on the laundry soap. I showed that to you guys in the laundry room, much to the detriment of that laundry soap sliding off and making a mess, but I digress. We've got our phone cable, well, USB cables, power cables, all that kind of organizer, winders. We have our back scratcher. Everyone should have a back scratcher. We have our toothpick holder, and we have our cup holder, kind of makes it so it's a water bottle holder essentially in your cup holder. Now, I printed this a little while ago for another episode I had an idea for, but I had the footage, so we have used this in our vehicles. It fits both my wife's car and my truck. In my wife's car, it sits a little high, but it's not top heavy. I didn't have my water bottle like spill over or anything like that. It's very sturdy in the cup holder. It fits very securely. And as you can see, my water bottle fits into the cup holder. This is a 32-ounce water bottle, and it fits securely in there. There's also a ring you can remove. You have the options of putting little magnets in here to make it magnetic. I didn't do that because it does fit pretty secure. Even removing the ring though, however, I have a 64-ounce water bottle. It does not fit in here when you remove the ring. So it's not, you could blow this up a little bit more, make it a little bit bigger up here probably if you wanted to, because this is 2 pieces to make it fit a 64-ounce. I don't know how sturdy it would be though. But again, great print, very useful for the vehicle. Now moving on to the toothpick holder. When this came off the printer, you probably saw this little cover here slid down like this. It was very difficult to move. It would not close, actually, it wouldn't budge. But if you kind of manipulate it, kind of twist it like that, it kind of came off right there. but if you were to twist it like that, it'll kind of break off the little plastic pieces, maybe holding it together, and then it slides just fine. That's where you load the toothpicks in. I have just one toothpick. I do have a thing of toothpicks I plan on putting in. These toothpicks, mind you, are not uniform. They're narrow on one end, thick on the other. I'm just going to put it in thick side facing this way. So I threw it in there. Let's see what it does. Boom. Just like that. Pretty cool print. Actually, if you ask me, it kind of reminds me of the restaurant ones. Actually, before I talk about this, let's talk about the back scratcher. If you were in a pinch and you didn't have a dollar store next to you, stores weren't open, and you really had an itchy back that no one could scratch for you, this will work. Would I print it again? Probably not. It feels pretty cheap. It's pretty small, and back scratchers are $1. I just saw it on as one of the more popular trending prints, and it was ranked pretty high on Maker's World, so I decided to print it. It functions and it slides back and forth. It has gotten stuck a few times. It just feels really cheaply made, and it's not too terribly long. You seemed surprised by it. You saw how much problems I was having with it.
I wasn't expecting you to throw it.
I'm sorry, but you saw the frustration. I printed that out so many times, and it was just so frustrating.
Yeah, it's all...
Now the cable winders. You guys saw I started with this one. This has the ring on it too that I was having problems printing. You know, it comes apart and you put the cable inside here. And you guys saw that. I'll be honest. Junk. Not a fan. I don't know, Riley. You seemed surprised by it. You saw how much problems I was having with it.
I wasn't expecting you to throw it.
I'm sorry, but you saw the frustration. I printed that out so many times, and it was just so frustrating.
Yeah, it's also really tough to kind of turn.
Yes, well, the blue one was tough to turn, so there was no consistency with the print either. Now these orange ones here, I really like. Actually, easy to turn, easy to wind, and if you look in the center here, there's a little right there. You can pull the cable in and out of. You can seat it in there. You don't have to take apart the whole spool, and then you just wind it. The only kind of downside is you do want to keep the cable in that groove. It does have a tendency to pop out a little bit. Not a big deal. I just kind of put my finger there if it looks like it's going to pop out. I prefer this one over the other one, even if I do have to keep my finger there so that keep that in the groove. I like this better than that. They are also smaller, a little more of the size I was expecting. Those were a lot bigger than what I was expecting. These were kind of the size I was expecting, and as you saw in the print, there's a holder that you can put, you know, on your wall or whatever and put them on there. There is another downside to any cable winder, and that's going to be the cords start to get this kind of like curliness to them. And can the cable break down? Sure, if it's a cheap cable, absolutely. The cable could wear out and break down storing it that way. I'm willing to risk it. Cables aren't very expensive in my opinion. And I like the organization. Carrying these on vacation, a lot better than putting all my cables in a gallon Ziploc bag and having a cable mess. Riley knows what it's like. We're at the hotel trying to undo a spaghetti monster. I do have a bonus print for you guys. I printed this out when we did our first useful items episode way back when, and I ran out of time to show this to you guys, and honestly, I kind of forgot about it. This is a laptop holder. Actually, for my work, I keep my laptop closed and put in the holder, and let me show you what that looks like. Got my handy work laptop here, and it just slides right in there, and it's very secure. It fits snugly in this, as you can see, and it's not top heavy. It's not easy to knock over, and that's how I work with it. I just plug it into the dock, drop it in right like that. Okay, caveat to this is I printed this in white because the young lady behind the camera said, "Oh Dad, I'll paint it for you. I would love to paint that for you." It's still white, and it's not painted.
You used it after you printed it. I'm sorry.
Well, I also I left it for how long for you to paint, and it never got painted. So anyways, but yeah, little bonus one for you guys. Moving on to the build plate. As you saw, we used the BIQU build plate, the CryoGrip Galcier build plate throughout the whole episode. I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's a learning curve to this build plate. Temperature settings, because it's able to print at a cooler temperature. Choosing the correct build plate, because Bamboo will say, hey, this isn't the build plate that you're saying it is, and you have to bypass that. I'm sure there's ways around this. Okay, I started getting frustrated with this build plate a little bit because I was messing with the temperatures. Again, and I stress this to BIQU. I am not by any means someone who's proficient at 3D printing. I'm learning along with you guys. But the build plate to me felt like when I was messing with those temperatures, I was kind of flirting on that line of will the print stick or will it not? Now, when I ignored all those settings and ran it like a regular build plate, everything stuck beautifully. No problems at all. No problems with the PETG prints that I did. No problems with these that I printed out in PLA. Did not have to glue the plate. I cleaned the plate. I kept it clean. It worked beautifully. Would I recommend this plate? Sure. If you're having issues with your build plate that came with Bamboo and you're cleaning it and you're like, I got to glue everything whenever I do PETG, use it properly, absolutely. I would recommend this BIQU Galcier build plate. I'm going to still continue to learn to use it properly. I wanted to show you guys from my point of view, being a novice, what it's like to use this build plate. Would I buy it? Yeah, I'd probably buy another one. I'd probably buy one for the Elegoo. Honestly, I'll probably use them going forward in my Bamboo. I will drop a link in the description down below if you are interested in buying a plate from BIQU. You can click on that link below and it'll take you to their website and you can check out those plates for yourself. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys have any suggestions on any prints that I should print out for useful items or that you would like to see printed, please drop it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys on any ideas that you guys may have. I've been reading all your guys' comments on my different videos that I have out and seeing a lot of suggestions, future projects that I'm taking a look at. Thank you. Keep those comments coming in. It's what keeps me going as well. Hearing your guys' stories, hearing how much you guys like the videos, keeps me motivated to keep filming these for you guys because, again, this is not my full-time job. This is not a career goal for me. I do this for you guys. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, as it is the best way to help this channel grow. ABP, always be printing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.